Welcome to another exciting edition to Grove City Hockey Presents
Hockey in our neck of the woods, and you, sir, were a very talked about person towards the end.
I'm a fifth-year senior, kind of. Well, it's my sixth year of college.
Hey guys, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Cutshield, for bringing you this episode. Make sure you check them out on the link below and use the promo code for 25% off your order. Used by all 32 NHL teams and players, Cutshield is the premier protective player clothing designed by players for players. Their innovative cut-resistant clothing has prevented serious injury to numerous players, including over 30 NHL players. Cutshield gives you the peace of mind to go out and play without worrying about injury. Use our promo code Grove City Hockey, all lowercase and no space, for an additional 25% off your order today. Welcome to GCH Podcast. I'm your host, Ben W. Stock, and with me is our very own, very special, from Epic Hockey, Dan Costa. How you doing, brother?
Hey, y'all. I'm doing good. How's about with you?
Oh, living the dream. I can't. I took my kids to the trampoline park earlier, and I always go, I think I can do this. And then I take a step onto the tramp, and I go, I probably shouldn't because I'm going to feel it, and I'll feel it tomorrow.
This, like, soon as you hit 20, it's like, oh man, I kind of feel my age a little bit. Then you hit 30 and it's like, man, I definitely feel my age. And then you get up to 40 and it's just like, I shouldn't do anything except for lay down.
It's like you're afraid to. It's like, I remember when I turned, so everything was great up until I turned 30. Then that's when my back went out.
Oh.
And then it's and then it takes 2 years.
Oh my god!
Then it takes about 2 years for your back to heal. But I actually started having back issues at 28 because I actually had a hockey injury. But then my back goes out again at 30. And then 2 years later, you reach for the shower curtain. You're reaching for the shower curtain. That's what throws it out. The crazy thing, you're sitting on your wallet, and all of a sudden your back goes out. You just bend over to pick up a toy, your back goes out. And so you're just like, what do you do? But knock on wood, I haven't had too many issues in my 40s yet. So the back surgery.
Oh, good for you.
Was good. So, but I haven't pushed my luck. I've learned my lesson, but again,
that's half the battle right there. G.I. Joe taught me that.
Yeah. And knowing is half the battle. But yeah. And then, but I am preparing myself to do one more tournament so that my kids can see that, hey, nice. Dad and my wife, that Dad wasn't some slouch, or because I know when I talk about, like, oh man, back in my day, I was able to do this XYZ, and my wife's like, sure, and I'm like, come on, lady. So we're gonna find out and see how much pain I'm gonna be in, after the this coming year.
That's yeah. I do not envy you. I also wish you the best of luck.
Right. Well, and speaking of injuries, I see you got a little bit of a shiner going on there, bud. What?
Oh, just a little.
What did you forget to make to put some mayonnaise on the sandwich for your wife there?
So here's the thing. When your wife tells you that she's hungry, all right, you gotta just go get her whatever it is that she wants at the time. You don't need to finish your work that you've been trying to do for days. It's just go get her, because you don't want to make her mad, and I know that now. I know that now.
You
So
learned your lesson.
yeah, I've learned my lesson. Things are, but things are good. Things are all right.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I took a hockey puck to the face.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how that happened. You were playing.
Yeah. So I was playing ice. I was on D. I don't typically wear visor or cage or anything just because I hate it. And I'm stubborn enough and dumb enough to go like, I only play in the low level leagues. It's never going to happen to me.
No, I think that's when it's going to happen.
It can and it does, guys. It can and it does.
Yeah.
So this guy was trying to clear a puck out, and I was just like, oh, well, I beam it. I'll just like that, and I'll just try to take it in the shin guards or in the chest or wherever I have padding. And yeah, no, he 9-ironed the thing just right into my gob. So I'm like,
oh. Well, I'm glad you didn't lose any eyesight or eye function with that. So,
and that's what my doctor said.
So why don't you give us an update as to what's new with Epic Hockey? You didn't get a chance to make it to the Let's Play Hockey Expo this past week, did you?
This is my second year in a row missing it, and I hate missing that show. That show's so awesome.
It is.
The first year I missed it was because I just didn't have anything new and exciting to bring out. Like first year I had the sticks, and it was my coming out party basically. And then the next year after that was the signature stick, which we worked on for a while and was telling everybody, hey, this is going to be good. And, it was a big deal, and it was like, yeah, we got something new to bring. And then the next year it was just like, we got the 2 sticks. People have seen it. We've got the gloves. People have seen them. I just, other than going again and just saying, hey, we're still here, there just wasn't much reason to go. And I just didn't want to spend the money, honestly. And I was just like, sadly. And then this year, there's a lot of things going on with not just Epic as a company, but with myself, my family, my family's organization. We are attempting to do something super, super big in the area, and that has kind of forced me, for not so many words, to put Epic a little bit on the back burner. So we haven't really been coming out with anything new, so to speak. We are finishing the designs on a tapered fit glove, which is great. We finally found a factory that's good and knowledgeable and can actually handle it. So that helps out, and eventually soon, I don't want to say within a certain time frame, but probably before next year, we'll have a tapered fit glove that will be just as good, if not more exciting and awesome as our 4-roll, which I still can't keep in stock. But we're going to be essentially taking a back seat for the company's well-being, so to speak. We're going to we essentially are what we're trying to do now, instead of having product to sell just in the warehouse and hold inventory, which is costly and takes time and everything else. We're switching to more of like a custom model. So you can come to us if you want something specific. You want like the P14 curve that nobody uses anymore. Well, not nobody uses. There are a lot of people that use it, but nobody makes it. So like, you can come to us. We'll make them. Team gloves, team bags, team uniforms. We're the best stop you can ever make for custom stuff now.
Yeah,
and it works out so much better because I can handle it by myself.
Right.
Which is something I couldn't say a couple of years ago, when I couldn't handle much on my own.
That's all right. That's all part of the growth and making those business decisions to improve and grow the company. I'm excited to get my hands on that signature stick. I know it's coming, and I'm excited. So
it's on the way.
Yeah. And but yeah, so but the big thing that you've got coming around in your area is something that you sent me designs of, and when I saw these designs, I got goosebumps because I was like,
Yep.
if I could do this, I would totally do this. That would be something that I would do.
I feel like most hockey people just want the ability to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're dancing around it a little bit, but yeah, it's like, I mean, most people, if they have the opportunity, this would be a dream, I think. Yeah. And this is going to be my second time doing it. So
yeah, and so I'm living vicariously through you with this. Do you want to go ahead and let the people know what it's going to be? Because it's going to be epic, I'm telling you.
See what you did there too.
No pun intended.
I mean, if it wasn't, you're doing something wrong. No, we're finally, with the assistance of my family's foundation, the Costa Family Foundation, we are opening up our second rink. We had to close the first one, reasons. And this one is going to be bigger and better and greater in every possible way. It's going to be built in my hometown of Modesto, California. It is going to be so awesome. We're going to have 2 rinks. We're going to have a full pro shop ran by Play It Again Sports. We're going to have a restaurant. It's going to be the greatest and first class roller hockey arena that you can find.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think it's going to be one of the best new rinks out there in California, and if not the West Coast. I know there's a giant arena being built in St. Louis right now. I don't know too much on the specifics on that one, but it sounds like that one's, what you got cooking up and what they've got cooking up is pretty much the same. So it's going to be.
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know too much about that details. I just know that they've already broke ground and that they're working very hard on it. And that's with JP Bielstein and his crew. They brought him on as a consultant, so he's been super busy with that. I've talked to him. I reached out. I talked to his dad. His dad's the one that kind of let it slip out a little bit as to how come he hasn't been returning my emails. And it's like, I get it, man. When you're busy, you're busy. And but I do know that once roller season starts to kick up, he's gonna jump back on the pod. He's already confirmed that. So, but yeah, so 2 sheets. What was it, like 8 locker rooms, 8 or 9 locker rooms?
There's 8 locker rooms, 8 regular locker rooms, 2 referee locker rooms, 2 women's only locker rooms. And then we're not 100% on this yet, but what we want to do is we want to have a membership program where you can purchase membership from let's call it PowerPlay company. Right. And basically you get to have your own locker in a members only locker room that will lock. And if you'd like, you can leave your stuff there. You can flip a little tag down on your locker and we will come in the morning and we will take your gear, sanitize it, and put it back in your locker for you.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's like
we're trying to essentially
every kid's dream right there.
Yeah, and I mean, like, especially when you're older and you got a wife or significant other that just is like, I can't do your hockey smell. I can't do it. Like leave your stuff in the garage. And it's like, I mean, come on, it's just my hockey gear, right? But don't smell it. It's our own stuff. Like we don't know. Right. So I was like, we'll take care of it for you. You don't have to worry about it. They don't get upset. You don't end up like this. I mean, no, I took a hockey puck.
Yeah, that's what we'll go with. Luckily for me, I don't. My wife she lost her sense of smell years ago, so I don't have to worry about that. But at the same time,
Congratulations.
I know. But at the same time, I know that's a common complaint amongst the wives of players, or even moms too. You know, so. But no, so that's cool. Now, is it going to have some spectator seating as well? Or are you going to do like a bleacher seating style, or are you going to have? I don't want to say stadium seating, but so I'm assuming it's going to be bleacher style.
Essentially, we're looking at like a bleacher style system, but the way that we're is it's going to be kind of like we'll have the bucket seats for you, but if we're not doing a big event or something like that, or we're not having, if it's just like house league or something, we'll take the seats off and it'll just be a bench.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way that we would want to run that. But if we're doing like a big, say, pro event, like an arch event, or just something extra big where there's going to be spectators, and we know there's going to be spectators, litter the thing with seats, and you'll be comfortable.
Heck yeah. And there's obviously going to be a mezzanine for the broadcasters, for those that like me that just want to be up and out of the way and watch from a different angle.
You have your own dedicated area with a nice table and some microphones, and I got them all ready for you.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I can't wait to come out and check it out. And you guys are going to be breaking ground. I think you said next year, right?
No, that hopefully will be open by next year.
Oh, snap! So you're going to be breaking ground any moment.
Any moment. Next, I'm assuming next couple of months. We'll start. Cool. We'll start the process of that. But essentially, waiting on the city at this point. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
But target opening date would be summer of 26.
Okay.
So
cool.
I'm hoping since it is a summer and that is roller hockey season, hoping one of the first events we can get is a nice arch event. Darren, if you're listening.
Heck yeah. Let's make it happen. But so that's awesome, man. Because you hear about all of these rinks closing. You don't hear too many rinks opening. I do know that you have Heatwave Arena over here in Columbus. In my neck of the woods, they opened. They're doing a phenomenal job. I hear that's booming out pretty well. I've got Cody Wheeler, who is Nasher's right-hand man, or left-hand man, depending on how you look at it. He's definitely coming on the pod. We're going to chit-chat about that. We've had a couple of scheduling conflicts where he had something come up, because he's at the rink at the time that we're going to shoot, but then, one of the referees, situation, or he had to handle some business, which is what you got to do when you're the boss. You got to handle your business. So
always.
No worries on that. So once I get him on, we're going to have an awesome chit chat about Heatwave Arena and how that's been going. And, and see if there's any plans to increase that as well. So I know
that's going to be fun to hear. I can't wait for that show, actually.
Yeah, my wife's cousin's kids, they love Nasher, and anytime
everybody loves Nasher.
They were down in Columbus for a tournament a few weeks ago, and they were actually able to stop at Heatwave Arena to check it out, but it was closed. So I was like, oh man, but so if I can get Wheeler on, I can and talk to him about those guys. Once those guys are back in the area, it'd be kind of cool to set up a surprise for them.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, because I think they're 10, 11, 12, something like that. So that would be pretty cool for them to be like, whoa. So. But yeah, and then the other big thing that we wanted to discuss is the I don't want to say La Beta Freeze because it's the Freeze Women's Showdown that's coming to State Wars. This is a women's pro only division. This is where you're going to see the best of the best in women's roller hockey getting together, competing for $10,000.
It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, it's about time that we start getting the women the recognition that they deserve, because they are just as dominant and just as feisty, and the game is really good when you have.
It's very good
when you have that high level competition, or when you have the high level competing with each other.
Yeah, I mean, you get any version of the sport, roller hockey, ice hockey, ball hockey, anything played at that high a level, it's going to be a good thing to watch. It's going to be so fun and entertaining just to be a part of, just to watch. I'm surprised it took this long for the women to get something this cool for them. You know, this cash prize is insane. What did you say it was? It was $10K?
10,000. Yeah.
That's insane. And finally, right? Like finally the women get that kind of a prize. It's always been like, you know, you get the scraps compared to the men, but man, it's like this is a legitimate deal. This is sick.
And Vinny Free from Freeze Construction put this together. He was able to do the sponsorship package with State Wars. I've had Vinny on a couple of times, and absolutely phenomenal, hands down, genuine guy, like one of the best guys in the sport. He's given back to the industry. He had, talked it over with his wife, and they were like, let's start bringing, more exposure to the women's side to it. And the cool thing is that it's in my neck of the woods in Detroit for the first time. So I'm going to try to talk my wife into coming with me to go check it out.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe I can get in on and broadcast a couple of games, or call the games. I think that would be a lot of fun. Try to get on. I highly doubt it. Nobody knows who I am. But it would be really cool.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say nobody knows who you are.
No, but it would be kind of cool to get in there, chit chat with some of these and watch some high quality roller hockey, both on the men's side and the women's side, because like we said, the women aspect is growing so well, or so fast, that it's the second fastest sport outside of women's wrestling right now. So, which is
awesome. Yeah, it's just amazing. And like women's wrestling, they have in most every school in the country. Out here in California, they don't have women's hockey, and it's still exploding, which is fascinating.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's epic, is what it is, and I know we say that, but I mean, it's true. It truly is. It's one of those things where, it's truly amazing, because they have busted their ass for so long to get very little recognition, but now it's their time. This is their time to shine, and they've got some amazing talent coming up and coming through, and not only just in this country, but around the world. I mean, I don't know if you had a chance to check out the World Skate Games, but
I did.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, man, it's fun. I love the fact that it's finally getting to a point where it should have been a long, long time ago. I think the most buzz I've heard about hockey in my lifetime before this, before PWHL and even the Four Nations, which was massive, really just brought so many more eyes to the sport of hockey. I think the last time it was really a big boom was back in the 90s with pro beach hockey. Yes. And it has that kind of a vibe to it, right? Like it's that sport that not just like, that's not really new, but it's something that most people don't have in their zeitgeist. So when you finally start, getting into, you get people that have never heard of it, never indulged in it, and then they're just like, oh man, this is great. Why have I not watched? And it's like, let's just hope that the sport doesn't do what it's been doing, and after the popularity, we can't capitalize on it. And it's just how it's always been. But this seems to be taking a life of its own. Like, we're even talking about it, the sport as a whole beating basketball. And that's nuts. That's nuts, right?
It really is. Yeah, it was a basketball and I think baseball as well.
Yeah.
You know, and so I mean, once you start seeing it, and the other cool thing is that everybody grows up playing street hockey. I mean, there's literally you will not drive down in the neighborhood in the summertime and not see at least some goals sitting in somebody's driveway, or kids playing in the street. And then when you notice that those kids are playing, the girls are playing there too. The little girls, they're out there kicking the boys' butts. I remember playing in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, and we had one girl who would check the other guys. Wasn't me, because she was a lot smaller, but she was definitely somebody who could throw her weight around, and she would knock some of those boys on their butts, and it wasn't unintentional. I can tell. I'll say that she meant to put them on their butt. She did. And that's the thing too that I've noticed is that the women are, I don't want to say as aggressive as men, but they're not afraid to get in there and get dirty.
I might say that they're even more aggressive at most times. I mean, you see, I don't know if you watched the PWHL last, I think it was like it was like 3 weeks ago now. Marie-Philippe Poulin, when she just absolutely cleaned the clock of whoever it was just like, oh my God. It's like, you would think it was like the Four Nations out there, the men's like 3 fights in 9 seconds or whatever. It was just like, she just ran over this girl. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch too much, but with the free trial on Fubo, I have definitely been checking out some of the highlights because I have access to it now. But no, I'm excited. I know I've seen a couple of highlights here and there with Shivo in Minnesota when he was coaching with the Frost there I mean, that guy's everywhere. He's over in France.
Too. Oh my God.
He's over in France. He's in Colorado. He's down in Florida. I mean, and he's an amazing dude. I love John.
Which I think is why he keeps getting invited to go do so many things. Is just people want him around.
Yeah. And the Wish Cup is another one that he's going to be at with his best shift hockey team. So I mean, and like you said, it's such a nice guy. Couldn't happen to such a great guy as well. So it'll be kind of crazy to see how that all plays out.
Yeah, man. This I'm a big fan of Shivo, for one, but yeah, he I think. The first time I actually I met him, I didn't actually meet him. I met his wife. She had the best shift booth right next to ours at the Minnesota Hockey Show. And we got in contact, and she's like, hey, we want to bring some sticks over to best shift and like do some stuff. And like from there, then I got to meet Shivo, and oh my God, like just couldn't have asked for a better person to like kind of get me going in that industry a little bit. I owe a lot to that guy. He's so cool, and I love it. His company, his beautiful wife, is great stuff, man. Like, that could not have happened to a better person.
Yeah, they Best Shift has a hat that had an inline skate on that I absolutely fell in love with, and I was like, I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, man, I don't know how to ask you this, but do you mind if I'm like, do you mind if I tattoo that skate onto my, can I get a tattoo of that? And he's like, yeah, man,
Nice.
it's like not a problem. So I actually have it. I don't know, it's like right here.
Okay.
So
I can kind of see it. Your window's small on me, but
oh, is it? Yeah. It's like yeah. So
that's cool, dude. Cool.
Yeah. So I had that wrapped around.
That looked like it hurt.
It actually wasn't that bad. When they quoted me, I about my jaw dropped because I was like, huh? But when I actually, because he was like basing it on time, but by the time he was done with it, it was like not even $100. So I was like,
oh, nice. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's almost like if you're doing girl math, then you save money.
Yeah, I don't. Well, my wife got me a gift card, so I was like, hey, technically it was only this much, $15. Hey, there you go. So, yeah,
that's pretty good.
But well, I see that Nathan McKinnon just actually got his 1,000 point. Hey. It just popped in. Look at the replay here. Looks like he's he's dangling around, sends it back, and boom. So he gets the assist for his 1,000 point. It's the second time that this has happened tonight. However, they took away the first one.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah. But it looks like he got the second assist because he makes the pass to Devon Taves, and Arturi Lakeinen tips it in. So, I mean, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So, congrats, Nathan McKinnon.
I'm a big fan of McKinnon.
Yeah. It's,
you're watching that game, and I'm over here watching the Maple Leafs just run all over Utah. Looks like they're reviewing this last goal for what could be offside. No, not offside, high stick. Benoit shot it from the point there, got tipped. Looks like they're trying to see whether or not it tipped off anybody on the way in, but I mean, it looks true to me. Looks like Benoit just threw that thing in off of Doan's stick. Looks like, but yeah, Maple Leafs are up 3-0. Utah's got 5 shots in the second period.
Wow,
not looking good. Not looking good, Utah. Sorry. You can take the Coyotes out of Arizona, but you can't take the Arizona out of the Utah Hockey Club.
I know, right? I mean, I thought they were they were doing pretty well. There at the beginning of the year.
Not wrong. They started out pretty okay, but man, it's gone downhill fast.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what name they officially go with at the start of next year.
What do you want it to be? Out of the ones that they showed, what do you want it to be? Because I think it was Bandits, Mammoth, and Stay as the Hockey Club. Was that the only options left?
I think so. I would probably go with the Mammoths just because I'm pretty sure Utah is the mammoth capital of North America. If I'm not mistaken, I think so. I think there's more woolly mammoths have been found there than anywhere else in North America. Now,
that would at least make some geographical sense, right? Like you can pin a mammoth to Utah, whereas like I think the Utah Hockey Club thing is cool for 1 year. I don't want to see it next season. I really don't. I just don't want to see it.
I want to see a mascot, not a hockey club,
And then the Bandit thing, I understand why they added it at the beginning when they weren't going to add it, and then they added it. It's like I understand why they do it. It's a cool name, and there really aren't many Bandit pro hockey or pro teams. But just no. Yeah. It doesn't speak to the area as much as a mammoth would.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know how I know Blizzard was tossed around there. I don't know how that would really because I don't know the winters there. I don't know that well.
It's they can be pretty gnarly, the winters, but still it's like Blizzard just Are you scared? Are you scared of a blizzard?
No.
You know, do you care what the logo looks like? It's like, oh, the blizzard. This might be a cakewalk. But then my favorite team is the Ducks. So,
well, ducks fly together, man. So
Ducks fly together, and in 07 they did real good.
how many animals do you see messing with the ducks? You know, other than a peregrine falcon, but that's only because he's coming at you at 198 miles an hour.
I'll talk to shark fans, and they'll say like, "Oh, sharks eat ducks." It's like, well, until we fly away,
right? But back to Utah. I actually thought the Yetis was a possibility. However, I didn't want that to happen because of what they had going on with Colorado with the Bigfoot. On the side. Their
a lot of people don't.
Also, a
lot of people don't remember that their first mascot was a Yeti.
Yeah.
So. And he's not the mascot anymore. I think it's a Saint Bernard is like their mascot now at this point.
Yeah, they changed it up a little bit. So
apparently the sorry. I'll tell you about that in a second.
Yeah.
The Yeti for Colorado, he got in some legal trouble and like fought a fan.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why.
But doesn't the Denver Nuggets have somebody that dresses up as like a Bigfoot or Yeti type creature?
Yeah, but this was specifically the Colorado Avalanche mascot, and he fought a fan like the first year that he was a mascot, and then instead of the team like just getting rid of the guy and continuing with the costume, they felt the costume was too tainted. So they couldn't use the costume anymore. So that's why they have a Saint Bernard now. Gotcha. And the thing I was freaking out about over here.
Yeah.
Benoit did get the goal. They said that was a good goal.
Mm-hmm.
Seconds after the goal counted, he drops the gloves and Superman punches a dude. That was sick.
That's amazing.
Just saw it out of the corner of my eye. I was like, whoa.
That's awesome. Well, I do know that they did. Colorado did score just a few seconds after as well.
Again.
So yeah. I mean, when they're on a roll, they dump it on pretty quick.
I don't know out of the West who's got it against Colorado, man. Like Dallas picked up Rantanen, but I mean,
it's going to be interesting.
West, where do you go? You got to get through Colorado. You got to get through Dallas. You got to get through. Even Vegas is still a tough out. You get Edmonton with the McDrysaddle Happy Meal. You know what I mean? Like that's not a fun time. It's like how do you get out of the West in one piece? You don't.
Well, and on top of that, now you got to contend with the Colorado team that has 4 solid lines, and the bottom 6.
What a bet!
The bottom 6 is basically like 2 second lines if you think about it. I mean, like they could potentially be a second line, like Jack Drury centering the 4th line with
I like him, and I like him on the 4th line now to help the development. I like what he's going to be as well.
And he's still pretty young too. I think he's 28, 26, somewhere around in there.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I actually thought when they got Brock Nelson without trading Casey Middlestat, that Middlestat would have got bumped down to the 3rd line, and then when they got Coulier or whatever, I don't know how to say it. So they moved him to 3rd. When they did the swap there from Boston, I was just like, whoa, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But that is going to be a time for us to talk about off air. I feel like we're getting off topic as to what we got going on. So with that, we're going to end this episode.
We can talk hockey forever.
Exactly. So, but with that, I'm Ben W. Stock. That's Dan Costa from Epic Hockey. Us here at GCH will wish you guys a phenomenal night, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, y'all. See ya.
That's going to do it for this episode of GCH Podcast. I'm your host, Ben W. Stock, alongside Chris Greco. Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you like and subscribe on all our platforms on YouTube and on Spotify. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Cheers.